Game 6 when we come back to Dallas. We think we see a Game 6?
Maybe, just because it's tough to win on the road. But there's also the flip side of this to where this is also Ant Edwards saying, hey, I did it once before, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Because remember, he told Denver, I'll be back. Told the ball boys, I'll be back. And it was like, well, let's see what he says, what happens when it goes the other way. Well, here's your opportunity. Also, Mavs, stop bringing Cowboys into your building.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not working
That's
for him.
No. Bring a Ranger into your building. Bring a Dallas Star into your building. Bring literally any other franchise into your building. Bring Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is courtside. You're winning. Stop bringing Cowboys into your building.
I said this last week. It would be my favorite thing in the world if all of the sports do well except for the Cowboys in Dallas, because that's the only one they actually care about. Rangers are reigning World Series champions. Stars are in the Western Conference Finals.
Good. Yes, you're right.
Look at that.
Look at you. You know puck.
The Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. I know that because Eastern Conference Finals, I was the Rangers. Good luck. They won 2 games when I was in town. I leave, they lose. Kind of a
correlation equals causation.
That's
here.
right.
I see you.
That's right. That was badass. We were walking through Central Park and we kind of stopped. They had the that watch party on Sunday. We were walking through Central Park. We were just on the outside, and we were going to go, and we were like, no. But you could literally hear the roars of the crowd from that watch party a mile away through Central Park, watching hockey. Like, good sports town New York is.
They love the Rangers.
They love the Rangers.
Yeah.
But if all of the other teams do well in Dallas, except for the Cowboys,
perfect.
Sign me up.
Oh, yeah.
Sign me up.
100%.
And especially Micah Parsons. Like, you can't bring a Cowboy in who's wearing the shoes of the best player on the other team.
We played a clip yesterday from Boston Sports Media, Boston Sports Radio, 98.5.
Yeah, the hub.
Yeah, the host there hung up on Bill Walton back in the day when the Lakers beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
Because Bill Walton was rooting for his son, Luke Walton, who was on the Lakers.
As a father does.
Yes. And, he hung up on him. And then they played that yesterday, the day that he died.
Yeah. I think that fits oddly in Boston.
Yeah.
Like, that's on brand for them. They got
the Celtics of the balls.
They got a lot of hate in their heart. That is very Boston of them because they look back at the fond memories of Walton being 6th man of the year, winning NBA title, and then we hung up on him because he rooted for his kid over our city. That is the most on-brand Boston thing that you could possibly do. Do we see any shot, though, of the Timberwolves winning? I mean, they were down 3-0 in this series, looking down the barrel of a sweep. But
they save a little bit of face. That's really all that.
Well, usually you sit there and you're like, no, that's stupid. It's out of the question. Every single one of these games has come down to the wire, though.
Yeah, it has, but it's also 154-0.
Yep, that is true.
Look, somebody's going to eventually do it. I don't think it's this team.
In the Western Conference Finals, you have this. You don't get to the. Well, actually, the Blazers did. Very rarely do you get there on an absolute fluke where you, especially to get a 3-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals, you are too good to let that go.
Yeah.
Like, you don't lose 4 games in a row against the exact same team if you are that good to get a 3-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals.
To be fair,
the
Timberwolves almost did it.
The Timberwolves almost did it.
Nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, that's like we saw the flaws that Denver had here. And could it be injuries, right? You could have injuries pop up for Dallas coming up in Game 5.
It's certainly a possibility, and I don't think you can count on the shooting variance to be that far against Dallas.
No.
Kyrie
was bad last night from the field.
But you shot 42, 35, 86, and you took less free throws, and you shot worse from the field. You shot worse from 3, and free throws were a 2-point difference.
Hey, did last night break the 14 3-point trend?
Yep.
That was the first game that a team made 14? Second.
Okay. Another team. Indiana.
Indiana did it?
One.
All right.
Where they beat down their leg again.
Boy, that series was sad.
It legitimately could and should have been 3-1 Pacers. That's the insanity of it all.
Yeah. And
You tip your cap to Boston because they did what they needed to do, but boy, am I afraid for them.
I don't look.
Have you reached the
understand.
point of the NBA title winner is going to be one of Minnesota or Dallas, or do you still think Boston has the juice?
I think they can.
Yeah.
I absolutely think they can because if they get Porzingis back, all of a sudden that is a
changes the
completely
calculus.
different dynamic.
Yeah.
And then I also look at the importance that Drew Holiday will have in either one of these matchups, mainly the Dallas matchup. Drew Holiday is a game changer in that regard.
Yeah, because he can guard Kyrie.
He can guard Kyrie, and you don't have to give any extra help because he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. And he has been a guy who has gotten to the mountaintop before, right? Like when you talk about having a not just lights out perimeter defender, but a guy who knows what it takes to win a championship, goes through those ups and downs, and did it not as a star, but as like the second fiddle, third, fourth fiddle in Milwaukee when they won. Yeah, I'll give Boston a chance. And plus, you get they have a bunch of rest, and everybody's criticizing Boston like, oh, the easy path, the easy path. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to say, no, go ahead, bring a couple guys in, and we'll play
Make it
them?
harder.
Like, you play the schedule that's in front of you. Could they very easily get the floor mopped with them by either one of these teams in Minnesota or Dallas?
Sure.
Yeah. But I sit there and I look at the Dallas matchup, and it's crazy to think because you have Luka and Kyrie, but with the guys that you have in Boston, you probably match up better with Boston because you don't, or with Dallas, because you don't have anybody that can defend the bigs in Minnesota.
Yeah, asking Horford to defend like that for a whole series, probably a difficult task.
Yeah.
Probably a difficult task.
Yeah.
Should Portland raise a banner if the Celtics win since we gifted them Drew Holiday?
I think we can do that.
I mean, we raise Summer League banners.
We do that here. But also, we can also just laugh at Miami. That we will do.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Like I feel bad for, Time Lord and Brogdon.
Yeah, well, you know what? We
But like
today we could mention things are heating up around old Jimothy Butler.